In this video, we're gonna show you guys what we bring when we go camping and overland camping with our little side-by-side here, and how we pack everything up and fit it all. Hopefully it'll help you guys out if you're looking to travel light with a small camping setup or a little rig like a side-by-side. So let's get rolling here. We'll show you what we got. Bring a more of a normal size tent because we like to have a more full-size sleeping area. So I think this is a 4-man tent, and it's not quite tall enough to stand up, but we can stretch out, so that's pretty nice. 2 camp chairs that fold up really small. In the back here we have rotopax 2-gallon containers for water, one on each side of the bed here. You can see this one is already opened up, and 2 gallons each day is about right, so we can do 2 people for 2 days pretty comfortably. If we were going for 3 days, we might need to pull some water off a lake and filter it or something along those lines. But with a small setup, you gotta carry only the essentials for the most part. We've got 2 bins we pack everything into, and we use these compression sacks for our clothes so it pulls all the air out. Got a first aid kit, a couple headlamps, ground tarp, tent, sleeping bags, and then 2 compact pillows, and we always bring some books with us. So we're gonna fit all that into this bin right here. Faith has a good packing methodology that has worked, and as long as it goes back in the same way, we can fit everything. It's certainly a little bit tight, but you know what? With a limited space, you can make a lot of stuff happen. That's the first bin all packed up and ready to go. Let's look at the second bin. Secondary bin, we've got our 2 chairs. That's how small they get when they're folded up. What else do we have in this one?
We have our mattress.
The mattress takes up most of this area.
We do take the little
freeze dry
because it's a lot easier. We have our little stove.
Butane stove for backpacking.
And we have some silverware, our cups for coffee. We use
wet wipes.
Yes.
It's smaller trash than toilet paper. It's a lot easier.
We have our battery, trash.
This little guy
coffee.
We use for charging our devices overnight.
Then we basically have our little coffee. We have stuff to make lunch on the trail the second day. And I use these containers because what I've discovered is the Ziploc bags, after they get hot in the back of the little R, it actually starts to change the flavor of our food. So our first day's lunch is usually in a Ziploc bag. I use that for our trash leaving the trail so that we don't make a lot of trash, but that it's all contained and we can take it out with us. And it's pretty simple. Yeah, and then we've got a tool bag we fit between the 2 bins with just some basic tools, and then we've got recovery gear in the cab, and then we use water bottles that we can refill. So instead of creating more trash with disposable bottles, we just refill those from our water. So this is basically 2 bins for 2 people to camp. It's about a day and a half.
Overnight trip. We might be able to do 2 nights, but we've only done 1 night at this point.
Water has been
so we'll show you what it looks like when we've got it all loaded up here. Loading up the bins into the back, the little side-by-side, we just slide them in, and then the tools slide in right between there. It gives it a nice tight fit. And you can see this rack my buddy built for us, and it uses the factory bed bolts. And the idea with it was that we could attach a flag there, but we can carry a spare tire, full-size spare, and then we've got it designed for these bins, so that way essentially it holds the bins in place from moving around because of the height of the rack. So all we have to do is really slide the bins in and then close the tailgate, and we've got a secure setup. On this side we have a shovel mount, which we forgot our shovel this time, but typically we bring that. And you can see kind of how it all fits. It's super compact, but you can do crazy rock crawling and all your stuff stays put, which is pretty great.
And it doesn't get dusty. That's why we also use this setup.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeps everything clean.
The bins are a huge factor to keep everything organized and quick access. So we always know the one bin has food in it, so we can just slide it out, stop for lunch or snack really easy, flip down the tailgate, and I think today you can't cooked off the tailgate.
I did cook off the tailgate because we didn't have anywhere else. We don't have a table with us, and in the Sierra Nevadas, we've been fortunate enough to find slab rock tall enough to be a table, except for this trip, which the tailgate worked really, really well. It was a perfect height, and it was level.
Yeah, it's a really simple setup for being able to camp easily and quickly, and even though it's not as great as our Tacoma setup was, for being such a small rig, it's great to be able to do these beautiful trips and be able to stay out here overnight, because it's really special getting out here, and it is fun to be able to spend a little bit more time out here versus trying to rush it. So pretty great. If you have any questions about our camping setup or any other suggestions or ideas that you guys have used, feel free to post them up in the comments. Otherwise, hope give you some ideas and inspiration for your own camping setup, and hope you guys can get out there and have a lot of fun out there on the trail.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.